Managerial accounting costing systems, job order costing. We're working on problem 4, and we're now on September 15th. And September 15th says we recorded the following gross wages and salaries for employees. The direct labor is $62,900. Where does direct labor go? You're right, it goes in work in process. So we're going to, on the 15th, debit work in process for the direct material costs of $62,900. And this all has to do with job A. In addition, we had indirect labor. Oh, where does indirect labor go? You're right, overhead, for $31,610. So overhead on the 15th, $31,610 for our actual labor costs for indirect. And then it also says that we have manufacturing supervision. Manufacturing supervision, that would be overhead as well, wouldn't it? $26,900. So I want to put $26,900 here. Also on the 15th. So we have indirect labor and supervisors. They're all part of what? Overhead. And then the final one says that we have sales commissions of $32,980. Well, sales commissions is a selling and administrative expense, and so that will go in S&A expenses, or selling and administrative expenses, $32,980 on the 15th. Now we've got a whole lot of debits and no credits. Let's see, it says we recorded this, so I bet the credit will go to salaries and wages payable or payroll payable or something like that. And see, we have an account called that. And so payroll payable will be credited for the full amount of the payroll, which comes to $154,390 on the 15th. And that's the case because that's what all those debits come to. Now let's do one more. It says we're going to apply overhead, and the overhead is applied at a rate of 120% of direct labor costs. So when we look at work in process, we just put $62,900. So the amount of overhead that we will apply or estimate is 120% of that amount. So also on the 15th, I'm going to find 120% of $62,900, and that happens to be $75,480. So that's 120% of this amount. So that's the debit to work in process. The credit will be to, you're right, overhead, because on the credit side of overhead is anything we apply. So that 120% of direct labor, or the $75,480, shows up on the credit side. So applied versus actual overhead.